Hey everybody, this is Andrew from TISFORTECH, and today I'm taking a look at a really cool thing from a company called XREART. And if you don't remember, or maybe you do remember, as part of the channel, I did make something, I did make this last year. And basically what it is, it's a shadow box of an iPhone 4, I think this is iPhone 4S that I used to have. It was just sitting in my drawer, you know, kind of doing nothing. And I decided, I saw a couple other videos where someone had disassembled the phone and kind of put it in a shadow box. So I did this, and I basically, took this apart, mounted it like you see here in this thing from Michael's, or no, I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. And before the pandemic, lots of people, sorry about the reflections, but before the pandemic, a lot of people at my office were always asking, oh my gosh, that's so cool, where did you get that? And I said, yeah, I made it. I had an old phone, I took the phone apart and made the art. And they were always like, oh, that's awesome, it'd be cool if I could buy one. But at the time, I didn't know these things were available. So XREART company, they reached out to me and they said, hey, we make these recycled phone art, frame it, would you like to take a look for the channel? And I said, of course, right? So they did send it. It was in a little bit of a, obviously a packing box, a cardboard box. But when you get it, it's kind of like a cool art piece. And they do a nice thing with this ribbon and a wax seal. So I'm not going to totally ruin that, but you can kind of just pull this off. And so I'm just going to take a quick look at this for the channel, give you some information about it. And I will link to this in case any of you are also looking for such a cool sort of thing. So I actually kind of hate to rip this all apart because it's actually really nicely packaged. But there it is. No. So it's similar to the shadow box that I did. This is the back, obviously. We'll kind of flip it over. And this is an iPhone 5S, as you can tell. And basically they did the same thing, right? So if you look at this, it's iPhone 4S, all the parts taken out. Actually, it looks like I took some more of the parts than they ended up using, but it's really pretty cool. So what I really like about their version versus my version is there's an actual, there's printed information, or not a schematic, but printed information about what everything is, and you can really easily then see it. So that's pretty cool. So obviously you have the back of the phone, you have the front of the phone, battery, logic board is there, and Taptic engine, all the different pieces, the SIM tray, volume buttons, headphone socket, lightning connector, and they basically detach all the pieces and put them in the shadow box. And now this does have a plastic cover, or kind of a plastic over the well, that's actually well, that didn't work out as well as I would have hoped. I guess I have to probably take this apart to get this fully off, but there is a protective coating on the glass. But anyways, as you can see, pretty cool. Now, the only thing I would say is it looks like there's a little dust on the screen between the front glass and actual phone. So when I take this apart later, I'll kind of dust that off. But obviously, if in shipping and all that, you can probably gets a little bit of loose dust in there. But overall, this is pretty cool. I do like how they have the schematic or the info printed there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if you go to their website, XREART.com, they actually have templates for these phones where you can print this out yourself. So if you already had a phone and you want to kind of do a do-it-yourself project, you can print it out and then take your phone apart and then glue all the pieces to the paper, kind of like they did. So that's actually pretty cool and an interesting thing. If you don't want to spend the money on one of these, pre-done ones, you can do it yourself. Now, I will say it's kind of hard to do. And when I took apart mine for the project, it was a big, obviously it's an endeavor to kind of take apart the phone without breaking it and breaking the pieces so that you can mount them in a way like this, that you can make the art out of it. But it is doable. Like I said, I did this myself, and I think it turned out pretty good. Maybe not as cool as this one because of the, it's a little bit bigger. And then there's also the printed information sheet that it's, that's part of it. So if you are looking for something like this and you think it's kind of like a cool thing to have in your home office or your, at work office, definitely take a look at their website. Again, I'll link to it below. It's XREART.com. And they do have, obviously, different phone models. I've seen the iPhone 4, I've seen the iPhone 5. I think they have some iPhone 6s as well. So if you wanted to start collecting the history of the iPhones and whatnot, you can put these on your walls and do some cool stuff. So do check them out. I do, again, thank XREART for sending this over to the channel. It's pretty cool. So you can, put this on, you could stand it on a desk, right? Obviously, you can mount it on a wall. They do give you a couple wall hangers here as well that came with this. So you can, obviously, kind of tap those in the wall, and then you can hook them onto the pre-installed hooks. And then if you want to take this apart, it's quite easy to take apart. You just move these little things, pull the back off, take out the back plate, and then you can get at all the glass and all that, which I'll have to do to get the rest of this plastic off. But pretty cool. And I will say, you can definitely tell that they're using recycled phones or used phones because the back of it's kind of scratched up. The phone itself, as you would imagine, this is iPhone 5S. It's quite a few years old by now. It's cool. You can see the A7 processor. So all in all, again, very cool. I geek out on this kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post those below. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. This is Andrew from TISFORTECH. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.